we got to talk about your boy Booker T, man. I'm talking about Mr. Shucky Ducky Quack Quack himself. You know what I mean? I'm talking about Mr. G.I. Bro himself. I'm talking about Mr. Spinneroonie, the original R-Truth himself. We got to talk about this guy because, first of all, I hate Booker T on commentary. I think we've established that on this channel. Like, I don't like it. Like, nope, I just don't like it. He's not good. So, this motherfucker has his own podcast, which thousands of wrestlers do. I think everybody has their own podcast. I'm doing a podcast right now. So, yeah, everybody has a fucking podcast. But this motherfucker came out on his podcast. And you know how when people do the whole, you know what I mean, I don't mean no disrespect, and then they disrespect you. It's what Booker T did. Because this motherfucker got on his radio show and was like, yo, you know, I probably shouldn't even be saying this because I know the internet and everybody gonna pick this up. You know what I mean? I probably shouldn't even be saying this. Then don't say it. Stop. Just you're already making it the thing. It doesn't matter what you say next. It's a thing. You're making a headline because you said the internet's gonna pick this up. Like, you just stop. At that point, it's over. But nope, that's not what Mr. Shucky Ducky Quack Quack did. Booker T decided to go on and tell the entire world, well, everybody that was listening, I guess everybody in the IWC knows at this point, that him and CM Punk almost got into it backstage at an NXT taping. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the CM Punk who just months ago got fired from AEW from punching people and getting in constant fights backstage, who's been on his best behavior in WWE, trying to help people out while he's been injured and all these different things. The last thing that dude needs is somebody saying that he almost got into it backstage. More so, why you gonna say it if you're not going to explain what happened? Like, you are, like, now people gonna be digging, they gonna be speculating, like people gonna make up their own stories. Like, now we think y'all got in a MMA fight. Like, fuck it, we can say it. You ain't gonna explain it. We know that y'all almost got into it. Did he punch you in the face? Like, did Larry bite you? Like, what happened? I want to know what the fuck happened. You know what I mean? You don't put it out there. And it's so stupid. It's like he ain't had no reason to put that out there. It just looks kind of crazy on Booker. I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know why he thought that you could say that and then the internet wouldn't pick it up. But apparently him and CM Punk had a little backstage tiff, and he didn't want to elaborate on it. Now he's saying it's much to do about nothing, and he put out another little clip after that saying, "Oh, it's no big deal, man. Everybody make like no, you don't get to do that. You don't get to go out there and try to gaslight everybody by saying, oh, it's nothing. Motherfucker, you said that it was something. You said that everybody gonna pick it up. So why would you say it? Like, you knew what was gonna happen." And it just seems corny. The main reason is corny because CM Punk don't need that. And we got to rewind. Because if you guys don't know the history of these two, I'm sure Gruss and Will and people who follow wrestling, you guys know the history of these two. Like, CM Punk has always fancied himself, whatever word you like to use, a locker room leader, if you will. And everybody hasn't seen him that way. Jungle Boy. I mean, but even before all the chaos at AEW happened, he was in WWE, and obviously he was much younger and not around as long, and he still had that same personality or same need to feel like he was the leader of the locker room. And one day, he told everybody to pick up their trash in the locker room. He said, as the locker room leader, and this is a story from Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes was doing an interview on somebody else's podcast, I forget who, and Cody Rhodes was telling a story. I heard the story even before that, though. But Cody Rhodes tells stories, Booker T was like, what? And just threw his trash on the floor and said, he ain't telling me to pick my trash up. And ever since then, they always been at it. Like, they've always had an issue. Apparently, it's supposed to be water under the bridge, blah, blah, blah. But then with those stories being out there to the public, you can't then get on your podcast a decade later, however many years later it is, and be like, yeah, there's, we had a little, we almost got into it. Like, brothers, we know what that mean. Like, there was some kind of standoff. Like, yeah, I mean, what you trying to do? What you trying to do? I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, and then it's probably people back there like, all right, chill guys, chill guys. Yeah, I mean, it's like, nah, this mother, hold me back, hold me back. You know how I go. So, I mean, that's what you made it seem as. Y'all almost got into it. Like, get into it has no positive. Y'all wasn't about to get into a wrestling match or get into an arm wrestling match or get into a, game of NBA 2K24. Y'all was, insinuated that y'all was about to get into some kind of brawl for all or some kind of tussle or some kind of squabble. That's what y'all made it seem like. You know what I mean? And CM Punk don't need that. That's the very, very last thing that dude needs coming over here to this, well, not new company, his second run in the WWE after just leaving AEW for that exact reason. Everybody's waiting on this dude to fail. Everybody's waiting on CM Punk to make a mistake, to go off on somebody, to snap at a press conference, to punch somebody backstage, for his dog to bite. So everybody's waiting on it to happen. Why would Booker T go out there and try to gaslight everybody and try to drum up some drama if it's no drama? Why even bring it up, man? I don't get it. You know what I mean? Now this dude got to be tiptoeing backstage at NXT like, man, let me chill even more because I look at somebody wrong and it's a problem. Like, who wants to go to work like that, man? Like, and it almost feels like Booker T's getting, some kind of revenge by even putting that story out there. You know what I mean? It's like, why would you do that? It feels like he's being petty because they aren't the best of friends or whatever, even though Booker T, said some good things about Punk when he returned. But, people who say nice things about you sometimes can be your biggest haters. So, that's just what it feels like, man. It feels like a little bit of hate, man. A little bit of, maybe they was talking about comments, maybe seeing Punk as the locker room leader. It'd be funny if he trolled Booker T and when I was like, as the locker room leader, let me give you some advice on commentary. You suck at color. You suck at doing color commentary, bro. Let me, shucky ducky quack quack is not good. So, that would have been funny if he said that, if he started with, as the locker room. That shit would have been funny. But, who knows what happened? Because everybody gets to speculate. I guess that is what happened. I'm going to just go with that's what happened. You know what I mean? Actually. You know what I mean? CM Punk tried to give Booker T some commentary advice because he's bad at it. You know what I mean? We all know that CM Punk is pretty good on commentary. He commentated UFC fights. So he could do good color. But who knows what happened, man. I just think it was really whack of Booker T and made him look like a sucker for doing something like that. I didn't think it was necessary at all, man, at all. What you guys think about that, man? Booker got mad because most of the new NXT came from his promotion, ROW, and Love CM Punk. That's, could be a thing, man. Could be a thing. Booker T has contributed a lot to the professional wrestling business. You got to give him that, man. His school has done a lot. You know what I mean? They've generated some great talent out of there. But maybe so. I mean, shit, you can come up with your own story at this point, since he's gonna put it out there and then have everybody speculate on what happened. The best thing Booker T did was add ad-libs to Trick Williams' intro. Yeah, I mean, I guess. You know what I mean? I guess. I could do without Booker T on commentary, man. It's like, I just can. Like, the pre-shows are cool. Like, he could do the pre-show where there's 4 or 5 people up there, but just having him and one other person, it's too much Booker T. I ain't gonna lie. It's too much Booker T. But yeah, man, I'm wishing CM Punk the best. I'm wishing Phil Brooks the best, because he's gonna have an uphill climb dealing with stuff like this. Fortunately, people do love him backstage, and a lot of talent are very happy that he's back there, giving them advice and all these different things. So, hopefully he doesn't have to walk on eggshells back there, because people like Booker T are going to put him on blast every time he has any type of disagreement with somebody and just make him look like the bad guy. because you know that's what's going to happen, especially when one person is telling the story and the other person is quiet. That's usually how it goes. So, yeah, we'll see what develops from that. I'm sure that, CM Punk might address it at some point if he ever does an interview. I'm sure somebody will ask him about, hey, what about that little thing that Booker T mentioned? But we'll see. We'll see how things goes. But we're going to continue on with Booker T just being hot. Booker T hot. Let me just put the Booker T is hot. Like, he's one of those dudes that just be saying and doing stuff when you trying to be low key with your boys and y'all trying, you trying to bust a move, just whatever. You know what I mean? You got somebody that's hot, they too loud, they moving too fast, they too just whatever. They just, and y'all know what it mean to be too hot. That's Booker T, man, because he just be putting people on blast unnecessarily, man. He did it again to Sami Zayn. Like, why are you putting out personal conversations to the public because you got a podcast? Like, that's what's wrong with the internet. I ain't gonna even lie. That's what's wrong with the internet as far as like putting names. You gonna put it out there, just say a wrestler, but you can't even do that when you're in this business because everybody gonna know who you're talking about. So Booker T, this guy, man, he decided to put Sami Zayn on blast as well. They were flying back from NXT or Raw last week, and apparently they sat next to each other. And Booker T talked on his podcast and said, I talked to Sami Zayn on Tuesday morning. We were flying to Orlando. We were sitting next to each other on the plane. Like you said, so many people were pulling for Chad Gable in that match. I said, Sami, what a match. You're going to look back and on this one day and say that was one that catapulted me to the next level. Okay. That was the one that put me in the light and let people see exactly what I can do. He was so literally upset about the online heat that he got from the fans. He was like, I thought the fans loved me. Then I see all this stuff. I said, you can't listen to that white noise. You can't listen to that white noise. You have to think how great the match was, and you're going to look back one day and say that was some really great work. It's ridiculous. He was still feeling like he let someone down just because the fans didn't think the match was as good as I thought it was. I thought it was excellent. I was struggling reading that because I ain't wearing my glasses. So man, my eyes hurt right now. I ain't gonna even lie. But Booker T is fucking ridiculous. Why would you do this to that? Why would you? First of all, you basically just put it on that he's crying and upset at the fans and blah blah blah. He's a babyface. Why are you letting why would you tell everybody that he's mad at the fans and he's upset by their reaction? Like, a babyface just lets the fans react how they want to react. Like, most baby faces aren't going to go back at the fans like, why are you booing me? Like, that's not knows. And that's basically what you basically did, through proxy, with him. So it's that was unfair. You know what I mean? To Sami Zayn. And him not being, comfortable with the fans booing him. Like, I've heard a few people mention that already. I thought that it was weird, that Sami Zayn won that match. I tweeted immediately. I wanted Chad Gable to win. But it's not because we hate Sami Zayn. That's what Sami Zayn has to realize. It's not because we hate him. It's because that's how WWE booked the shows. They brought Chad Gable back into the story. They brought this storyline that they had already killed off and made it seem like that's where the direction they were heading in. They set it up perfectly with this gauntlet match. They had him do vignettes and all this shit to make it look like he was the one going to WrestleMania. You didn't really have a story that was going on outside of the stuff that you had going on with the bloodline and different things like that. But you already did your thing with Gunther, so people are just assuming that it's going to be Chad Gable. People are rooting for Chad Gable. His baby daughter's involved, and she, Gunther made her cry. Like, he's got to get his revenge on the biggest stage in the game, and he just they gave it to Sami instead. And it was like, I mean, yeah, we like Sami, but it's not the story you were telling. It's like, We don't just watch wrestling for good matches. We know Sami Zayn and Gunther is going to be a ridiculous match. That shit could steal the show at WrestleMania very easily. You know what I mean? But that's not the point. It's like it's the story. WrestleMania is supposed to be the culmination of long-term booking and all these long storylines that have been happening over the course of the year since previous WrestleMania are coming to fruition. And Chad Gable was a story that was being told. Sami Zayn and Gunther was also a story that was being told, but it happened and it was over. And Sami Zayn chasing the Intercontinental title wasn't really a thing because Sami Zayn was trying to get Roman Reigns' Universal title. So it didn't make sense. Now it seems like Sami has to downgrade what he wants because now he just wants to be a champion. He doesn't want to be the world champion. You know what I mean? He just wants to be a champion. That's not the story you were telling WWE. They were telling the story of Sami Zayn trying to become world champion and Chad Gable trying to become Intercontinental champion. And those are the stories they were telling. Obviously, you can't have Sami in the world title picture at this point going into WrestleMania. Too much going on there. But at the same time, you could have figured out something else for him to do. You know what I mean? He could have been involved with the Logan Paul stuff or, you know what I mean, tag team with, Kevin Owens in a tag match against whoever. Like he could have done something else. You know what I mean? He didn't need to take this spot from Chad Gable and just be shoehorned into an Intercontinental title match that he could very well lose. And Gunther's reign could continue, even though I don't think that should happen because Gunther should be fighting for the Universal title, whoever holds it. Whether it's Cody, it should be Cody, or Roman still. So this is whack, man. Booker T putting him on blast, you know what I mean? It's just whack. This is not going to be endearing to the fans. The fans aren't going to be, oh, Sammy's sad. He's mad that we booed him. That's not what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen? Boo. More boos, because you know what? People fucking love Gunther too. It's like, everybody knows that Gunther is a phenomenal fucking heel. He's one of the greatest champions WWE has had in the modern era. He just is. You know what I mean? Top 5, top 6, top 7. He's up there. You know what I mean? As far as modern day world heavyweight or, champions, just champions, period. So people love Gunther. They respect Gunther. So people wouldn't be mad if he stayed the champion. You know what I mean? The only thing that would piss them off about it is because they want to see him get the world championship or the universal championship. So Sammy's going to be in a tough spot, man, and Booker T did not help. Booker T is not helping out the wrestlers. I think he has a vendetta against some of the veterans or something is going on because exposing a private conversation like this where this dude's expressing his real feelings about something that's going on, is stupid. Like, it's stupid. Like, just because you have a radio show doesn't mean you should do that. Like, it's just wild, man. So with the CM Punk stuff happening and then him following it up with just putting Sami Zayn on blast, Booker T is taking major L's. I don't see how anybody could trust him with anything at this point. Like, why anybody would talk to him about anything, even the people at his school. Like, he's supposed to be training wrestlers and giving life advice and wrestling advice. Like, the people, you can't tell him nothing serious that you don't want to get out because he just going to get on the podcast and be like, he going to say your name and everything. He be like, yeah, I was talking to so-and-so and they was... It's like, nah, man, don't do that, bro. Don't put me on blast like that. And now Sammy, got to look crazy next time he comes out on TV and, it's okay, guys. You can boo me. I'm not going to get mad. Booker was tripping. I'm not going to get mad. So, it is what it is, man. Gruss says Sami Zayn should be going after Seth's title. Yeah, I agree. He should be in. I wouldn't even mind a triple threat. Like, that would be a great triple threat match. Sammy and Seth and Drew, like a great triple threat. We could have got there somehow. It's not like the Royal Rumble winner won the Royal Rumble. We could have done some wonky finish at the Elimination Chamber and figured it out to where we could have made it a triple threat or done something within the storyline. But who knows? I see why Zilla Fatu left Booker T. Rowe. Oh, I don't even. What? Who is Zilla? Who's Zilla Fatu? Is he another young? I guess he's in the bloodline. He's part of the bloodline, I would assume. Gruss know about all the wrestling. I don't even know who Zilla Fatu is. Not familiar. But yeah, man, that's enough talk about Booker T. He's got enough of my time. He just needs to keep his mouth closed for a little while.